Hey there, I am D. I just saw the movie Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. Now the movie has quite a few upsides, but far more downsides, I have to admit. You see, if you think the first one had far too much action, don't worry, this second one has a lot more of it. So much so that you really don't know where you should be looking. I mean, you could be focused on action going on in this part of the screen, and therefore missing all the action that's going on in this part of the screen. You really don't know where to look. Those of you who have seen the first movie probably remember that the character Jazz was sliced into two halves. But there apparently have been rumors that this guy would be put back together and would make an appearance in the second movie. Did he? Yeah, that's a very good question. I mean, there were so many Transformers in this movie, I don't even know if Jazz was among them. Maybe the best part of the movie was in fact the subplot. And that really says a lot about this movie, because what was the subplot? Well, so you have the Megan Fox's character, Michaela Baines, and the Witwicky character, the lucky bastards. Anyway, so if he's together with someone like Megan Fox, or at least her character, that makes him a lucky bastard. So anyway, so those two got together in the first movie, and in this movie, well, it's hard to say whether they still are or aren't. Why? Because the one hasn't said how much he or she loves the other. What? I'm sorry, but if those two are together, then obviously they do love one another. So why does the one need to hear the other say the actual words? That just doesn't make any sense. But like I said, that is the subplot, and that was in fact the best part of the movie. So something that lame in this movie is in fact the best part of the movie? So how bad can this movie possibly be? Yeah, that bad. And I haven't even begun about Devastator in this movie. I mean, remember what I said in my other review? That there was this one robot that is in fact 6 robots combined into one. And in a cartoon series, this robot looked just looked silly. In this movie, well, you can pretty much replace him by a giant slug and he would seem just as threatening. I mean, really, he was quite slow, hardly moved. In fact, made even such a brief appearance in this movie, you might as well suggest he wasn't in the movie at all. And also, this guy's a robot, I mean, it's supposed to be quite huge, yet I keep getting the feeling that all it takes is for Godzilla to just raise one foot and squash him like a bug. That's how small this Devastator appeared to me. Final verdict to this movie? Well, I haven't said all the bad parts of this movie, primarily because I don't want to spoil it all for you. But, well, if I have to be honest, when I saw The Dark Knight, I thought to myself, there's not one movie that could be any worse than this one. And Revenge of the Fallen, well, I gotta say, despite all of its downsides, all of its flaws, that one, well, is at least worth to. I actually might want to see this movie for a second time. Unlike The Dark Knight. I mean, I've seen it once and I thought I just wasted, I don't know, 2.5 hours of my life on that movie. Revenge of the Fallen, well, in comparison, not so much. So yeah, while I might not highly recommend Revenge of the Fallen, I do think if you have to choose between that or The Dark Knight, you'd better choose for Revenge of the Fallen. This was D. I'm signing off.